Hey my friends, welcome to Joystick. In this video, we will continue learning new ways to load data frames. In the previous video, I showed you how to create data frames from various data structures. If you haven't watched that video already, you can find it in the I button. But in this video, I will show you how to load into data frames from different files such as CSV, XLSX and PDF. So let's begin. Now let me show you how to create a data frame from a CSV file. So this is my CSV file, peopledata.csv. There are 3 columns, name, age, city. There are 4 records and data is there for each of these columns. And we are going to load this file in a data frame. So we'll create a data frame df_csv and we are going to call pandas read_csv function. And we will pass the name of the file within it, that is people_data.csv. It should be in the same directory as the script. Now we are going to simply print df_csv using the print function. Let's run it and there you go. There we have our CSV data loaded in a data frame. Actually, let me print this data frame directly by removing the print function. That's going to give it a cooler look and feel. Like this. Actually, I see double quotes around the name and city. Let me remove that from the CSV file quickly. I save the file now and run it again. There you go. I have my neat and clean data frame. Now let me show you how to create a data frame from a JSON file. So this is my JSON file, people_data.json. There are 2 records within it and there are 3 attributes within each record, name, age and city. I'm going to load this file into a data frame now. So we are going to create a data frame df_json and then we are going to call the function read_json of pandas. And then we are going to pass this JSON file people_data within this function. And let's print df_json now. Aha, we have our data frame. But there is something off about it, right? Name, age and city are appearing as records and record 1 and record 2 are appearing as columns. It should be the other way around, right? So let's fix this. We'll pivot this data frame. To do that, we'll write orient as the second parameter of this function read_json and then assign index within double quotes to it. We run it and there you go. We have what we need. Now let me show you how to create a pandas data frame from an Excel file. That means load the contents of an Excel file into a pandas data frame. So this is my Excel file data.xlsx. There are 3 columns within it and 3 records and I'm going to load this file into a pandas data frame. Now pandas has a read_excel function in which we can pass this file data.xlsx and read the data into a data frame. But that's not going to work straight away. Why? Because we also need OpenPyXL. We need to install OpenPyXL first for this function to work. So let's install it first. To do that, we'll have to import pip first. Then we are going to write pip.main and within brackets, we are going to put a square bracket. And as its first parameter, we are going to write install. And then we are going to write OpenPyXL as its second parameter. We'll run it and there you go. We have installed OpenPyXL successfully. So we'll create df_xl as the data frame and then we are going to call read_xl function of pandas. He should be small. So let me correct this. And then we are going to pass data.xlsx within this function. And then we'll print df_xl. Oh, again, I made the same mistake. Let me correct it. Now, let's run this one. There you go. We have our Excel file loaded into a data frame. Now, let's digress a bit and create a data frame from lists. Yes, Python lists. To do that, we are going to create a list first, which we are going to call name. And let's add 3 names to this list, Abhishek, Anand and Akshay. Now let's create another list, salary, in which we are going to add salaries of these 3 people, which will be 50,000, 65,000 and 23,000. Now we are going to merge these two lists into a list of tuples, and every tuple or every element of this list is going to contain a record that is going to contain a name and a salary. And we'll use zip function for this. So now we are going to create another list and we are going to call it list of tup. And now we are going to use the zip function within which we are going to pass these two lists, name and salary. And since we want a list, therefore we'll pass this expression within the list function. Now let's see what we got by printing this list of tup. Okay, here we have our list. Every tuple you see is a record, okay, that we are going to load in a data frame now. So let's create a data frame. We are going to call it df_lists. And we'll call the data frame function of pandas, and within that function we are going to pass this list of tup. And of course we'll have to define the columns this time. So we'll define two columns. One will be the name and another one will be the salary. Now let's print this data frame df_lists. Alright, let's run this, and there we have our data frame. You see, both name and salary are there along with the records. Now let me show you how to create a data frame from an HTML or a web page. Yes, we can do that in Pandas. So here is a web page, and you see these two tables on the right. So Pandas provides a way to load these two tables into a list of data frames if we read this HTML page. Yes, Pandas will detect any tables that exist on the web page and will load only those tables into a list of data frames. Isn't it magical? Let me show you how. So first we'll have to import the requests module because we need to read the contents of a web page. Now let's create a variable URL in which I'm going to assign the URL of the web page that I showed you. And now it's time to read the contents of the web page that we are going to do using requests.get. We'll pass this variable URL within the get function, and we'll use the content property to get the contents of the response into an object which we'll call HTML. Now we are going to create a data frame df_lists, which will indeed be a list of data frames, and we'll use pandas read_html function and we'll pass the HTML object within it. Now if I run this, then this df_lists is now going to contain these two tables as its elements. We can check this using the len function. So if we pass df_lists within the len function, it should return 2. There you go. So to display the first table, we'll have to read the first element of this list. So we write df_lists within square bracket 0. We run it, and there we have our first table. This is the first table from this web page, and now we'll print the second table by simply replacing 0 with 1. We run this, and there we have our second table from this web page. And this is how you load tables on a web page into Pandas data frames. With this, we have come to the end of this video. In this video and the previous video, I have shown you how to create data frames from more than 10 types of data sources. Now in this video that you see on the right, I'll show you how to access data from a data frame. I'll see you inside the video. Till then, goodbye and take very good care of yourself.